that's the way baseball works. And, so you just, when you get an opportunity, you need to score. There were a couple of innings that in the middle of the game that I was disappointed. We got a runner on second, nobody out. We pop up, we hit the ball extremely hard the next one, and then we line out, we don't score. We got to make sure that we punch in another run there. And there was one other opportunity to score too, that we didn't advance runners. So, you take that away. We played good defense. We gave ourselves a chance to win. And this was a tough game. And we had to talk to the guys a little bit about, because just showing up and playing hard. We played a tough game on Sunday. It was hot. Yesterday was, weightlifting and other things. And today was kind of a trap game in a little bit with us heading out to Georgia tomorrow. It's not like we have another day. And we knew that we were going to get UCA would give us a really good shot today. And I think they played a doubleheader on Saturday, so they got to rest a little bit on Sunday. I don't know how their travel was, but they fought us hard. They did a good job.
Coach, I'm curious what your take was on that play in the seventh inning where Brady reached and y'all scored the go-ahead run. Just what did you think of the way that all unfolded?
Well, what I saw was some guys running down the line as hard as they could. We actually had a couple of plays when we had runners at first, and they ran extremely hard and, beat the ball. So the shortstop or second baseman had to throw to first. And so there was 3 plays, hustle plays, that I think really helped us. Obviously, Brady's, hit a chopper kind of over the pitcher's head. The second baseman bobbled it and then threw the ball and short hopped I don't know if he short hopped him, but it was bang, bang. We thought he beat it. You never know how that's going to turn out on those things. I don't even know if they could see him half the time. They just flip a coin over there or what, but it's, I know when we play league games, it goes somewhere else. When it's here, they're down in there, and I don't know if they have a good view of it. And if they don't have a good view, they're not going to change it. They shouldn't anyway, but big time hustle helped us end up scoring 3 runs.
And Fenton for them, I think, is the guy who came in and kind of shut y'all down a little bit. What did you see from him?
Yeah, I mean, give him credit, man. He pitched great. And, we had a couple balls hard off of him and didn't get hits. Hit a couple balls that weren't hit very good, and we got hits, but he held us down. You look at his ERA going to the game, he had a 10 ERA. I think he just threw I think I had him down for 28 pitches on Saturday, something like that. And I'm just guessing. I don't think they were planning on pitching him that long, but he just kept rolling. So they let him roll. And, it was, he did a really good job. He got the loss in the game, but, he pitched good enough to get a win.
Hey, Dave, what do you think of the 7th inning as a whole? I mean, they tie it in the top of the 7th with a homer, and then Diggs hits the ball in the lights, and you just go from there. I mean, you score on a wild pitch, on a bases loaded walk by Polk. It was just a weird inning.
It was, and we lined to the fence and it's caught. We're thinking when the ball leaves the bat, with the way the wind was blowing, maybe it would slice out of the park, but it just kind of pushed it down and kind of going, man, maybe this isn't going to be our night. And then we hit a ball up into the sky and they can't see it. And, you saw what happened after that. And next thing you know, we got our 2 runs back plus 1 more. And, I thought Fouch did a nice job of keeping it right there.
I think it was the 6th inning where they had the back-to-back reviews on the play at second on the stolen base and then the play at the plate. I was just wondering what you thought of those 2 plays and what your view of that was.
At the play at second, it looked like he was sliding to the outfield side of the base and he tried to reach back. We tagged him, I think Harold said he tagged him in the chest and thought he got him, but they said he didn't. And at the plate, their runner slid to the side of the plate. You guys had a lot better view of that than I did. Is that what you saw? Yeah, I think it looked like he slid to the side and tried to reach back. And if he'd have just slid straight in, he'd have been safe. And it happened just like the other day when we slid into second, when Bolton slid into second. If he just slid straight in the bag, it would have been easily safe. But he slid to the side. He ended up going past the bag. And, so it was fortunate for us there.
And then Fouch, obviously had to work out of some self-inflicted trouble there. I was just wondering what the balance was like where you probably didn't want him to throw too many pitches because he's a guy that you might want to use in this Georgia series. I was just wondering how would you assess his
Yeah.
role moving forward and how you view him in your, situation in the back end of the bullpen.
Yeah. Well, I love his stuff. I think he throws a heavy fastball in the mid 90s. He seems like he can spot it out there. I think he got a little tired there in the 8th. He didn't throw a bunch of pitches the other day, but he still pitched in a very, tough situation and did a great job. And, I think he only threw 9 pitches in the 7th, and then so he ended up throwing about 25 in the 8th, and that was plenty. That was his last hitter. If he didn't get him out, he was out. And so that leaves him available for Friday probably. If we would have left him in anymore, maybe Saturday, and we need him. So we just said, hey, let better go. He's due to have a good outing, and he did pretty good.
You told us last time we talked to you that Jared Wagner was seeing a hand doctor. I'm curious how that evaluation went
Yeah.
and if it had an effect on the timetable for him.
Yeah. So if you saw him in the dugout, he's got a cast on. So he had surgery yesterday. Put a couple pins in it just to hold the bone in place, just normal standard procedure. And we'll just keep him in shape. And we're hoping to get him back probably South Carolina, Vandy for sure. Maybe South Carolina, we'll see. Because once it gets 3 weeks is up, I mean, he should be able to go pretty good as far as it's healed. Now it's just a matter of building it up, and they're going to be working on him. He'll probably just wear that cast for a while, and they'll free that thing up and really work that thumb.
And then I know you mentioned at one point Georgia was maybe a target for Brady Taggart to come back. How likely do you think it'll be that
There's a possibility he'll probably be on the 27 man. That's the key. You see him on there, you probably see him throw.
And speaking of Georgia, I think we're supposed to ask about,
Yeah.
just your thoughts on the series.
Yeah, Georgia, if you look at Georgia, they got up to a great start this year in regular season from opening day, and they've hit all year. They've done nothing but hit and score runs, hit home runs, and they played a really tough schedule, non-conference schedule. And they played Georgia Tech 2 or 3 times, and the starting pitching, I mean, it's been a little bit up and down, but they're very talented. I think they might start 3 lefties against us. So, who's to say? But really good team. I mean, if you look at their record in league, now it's the second half. You got to turn the page. I'm sure that's what they're talking about. But we just got to go in there and do what we do and just give ourselves an opportunity to get late in the game and have a chance to win.
How does your kind of rotation stack up this weekend and kind of what you're thinking about doing?
Well, as of right now, we're going to do the same thing we've been doing. We'll, same left-handed starter and TBA, and so we'll go with Holland and then TBA, and it could be McIntyre, but if we had to use him, we'll use him. So we're just going to do what we need to do.
The last few or throughout this conference play, you've used Holland and Smith, game 1, you one game at a time. This may be kind of a silly question, but like what is so important about winning game 1 that you'd use, your top 2 guys like that when?
Well, it's not about winning game 1. It's about winning a game that we're ahead in, and winning a game. It's trying to get to, as many SEC wins as you can. It's if we're losing 5-3, we're not pitching him. If we've been winning every time we brought him in, and he's held the lead. So, yeah, I mean, if he doesn't pitch Thursday, he might start Friday. If he doesn't start Friday or pitch Friday, he'll definitely start on Saturday. He's going to pitch. And if he hasn't pitched the first 2 days, he'll start game 3. And I think everybody in the league knows what we're doing, and they get it. So it's just the way it is. If we get Tiger back rolling, might start announcing some people.
Speaking of Smith, he's had a lot of success as a reliever, obviously, and he's also had some, promising starts as a starter last year. I was just wondering how you evaluate him in both roles. Do you think he's the same either way, or just what version of him do you see in each role?
Well, as a starter, the only issue that I see with him is, there's too many full counts, and he strikes out a lot of people. So his pitch count's going to get up, and you're looking at 4 or 5 innings a lot of times when we want him to go 6 or 7. pitch to contact. When he's in the relief, he knows when he comes in, what do I need? I need 9 outs. I need 10 outs. And he just gets after it. And, I feel like his arm right now is in great shape where if we say you're going to start, he can go 100 pitches. He can go 110 probably. But is that 6 innings, 7 innings, 5 innings, whatever. So I like him in both roles. I mean, honestly, when he's standing on the mound, I feel really good. I just, we just have to be really smart when we're going to bring him in if we bring him in relief. And because there's always another game. And if there's not, then he's starting at the last one.
Right field, I obviously you've been working there for the past few months, but just overall, how do you feel? How much more comfortable do you feel after these past few games than maybe your first couple games there?
Yeah, every single game getting more comfortable. It's really good to get some, live reps, in-game reps. Obviously been working really hard off the field with Coach Thompson, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, getting more comfortable day by day.
And Cody, for you, just how would you evaluate your outing today? It seems like, they're trying to get you, on track with some of these midweek starts. It seems like, you got a little bit of a rhythm out there today. Just overall, how would you assess your day and how you felt?
I'd say I had a good day. I was trying to get Kendall some reps in the outfield. Got him 2 fly balls.
Yep.
So, I was just trying to have quick innings. I missed twice big arm side and hit 2 guys, and one of them ended up scoring. And honestly, that's not acceptable for me. So I thought I did all right, but I can't allow that to happen, because if that happens on a weekend, we might lose that game.
Cody, what was the difference today versus last week, would you say?
I'd say my slider was much better today than it was last week. Consistently missed down with it last week. Today I landed it in the strike zone a lot more than I have in the past, and I thought that was a big key to it. I landed a couple changeups to lefties and struck 2 guys out on it, I think. So I think that's a big thing, but just staying in the zone with my off-speed stuff is really what I need to do.
Where's your confidence level at right now after, probably you started a few games in SEC play and then having to start the last 2 midweek games? Just how's your confidence right now?
I'd say I'm very confident. Tonight, I think that was a big start for me. I think a lot of people might look past that game, but to me, it was like, these guys are coming here to play us, so I'm going to bring the smoke to them. And they battled me the first couple innings, but seemed to find the groove, and I'm confident.
Ben, I think you've had 6 hits over the past 4 games with Wagner out of the lineup. How would you assess the way you're playing?
Yeah, I'm really happy with the way I've been playing, just being out for as long as I was. I'm just trying to have good at-bats and piece at-bats together. And just tonight was another day to build off of that and to get ready for Georgia. And just every at-bat, I feel like I'm seeing more and more pitches that I've missed when I was gone, and I just feel very confident right now.
Kendall, on the play in the 7th where you scored from second, can you sort of walk us through that?
Yeah. So Brady chopped it. I was just locked in on Coach Thompson, watching what he was doing. He never stopped waving me home, kept going, trust him, and ended up working out.
And Cody, for you, you've pretty much you filled every role for this pitching staff, started, closed, done everything in between. I was just wondering, mentally for you, what's it like approaching these different situations you've been thrown into this year? And you kind of feel any comfort in any of them more than the others?
I kind of like being on my toes a little bit. My job is to pitch, and the coaches tell me when to go pitch. So whenever that is, I'm supposed to be doing my job, and that's just what I need to do. Just do my job whenever my name's called.
Ben, for you, the past couple games you've been manning DH. How did it feel today to kind of get some defensive reps out there at first base?
Yeah, it was definitely nice to get back in the field a little bit. It's a different DHing and playing in the field is a totally different game. And I just feel like getting the opportunity to play first base and get in the field is really going to help me. I want to be as versatile as possible coming back. So I don't know what the future holds, but I just want to once again stack days together and keep playing the way I am.
You remember a couple of short hop catches over there. How comfortable are you with those?
Yeah, I feel really comfortable back at first base. Obviously 2 weeks ago, I wouldn't have said the same, but every day just at practice, working on stuff really helps. And today, seeing the flow of the game again was really nice.